After another week of drama, entirely outside of their control, Tottenham Hotspur and their manager Mauricio Pochettino can once again look towards the season to come. Recent days have brought Spanish media claims of clauses in his freshly signed £8.5 million a year contract, a gentleman's agreement with chairman Daniel Levy, all pointing towards an imminent move to Real Madrid. None of it was true, of course, and Pochettino denied the claims himself and reaffirmed his commitment to Tottenham at a perfectly timed press conference to promote his book, which had been scheduled before Zinedine Zidane's resignation. With all that now in the past and Real having moved on to other targets, all focus at Spurs can fully turn back to the summer and pre-season ahead, although Pochettino will say he never lost that focus. Here is what the summer ahead holds for him, his players and staff and the club. To all their world departures, there will of course be a number of incomings and outgoings this summer at Spurs. With the new facilities, the new stadium, the club will be stronger. The basis is there, said Pochettino before the end of the season. Now it's to keep going and try to be clever and work hard. Then it's a balance. Maybe at the end of the season some players must go, others come in. It's like the process in football at different clubs. Toby Alderweireld is the name most mentioned with the exit door at Tottenham. Manchester United held some discussions last month over a move for the Belgian, but Football London understands that talks are not currently taking place between the two clubs. The 29-year-old central defender is with the Belgium squad ahead of the World Cup, and his performances at the tournament in Russia could prove his fitness after an injury-hit season could increase the number of suitors for his signature. Spurs are likely to sell the player this summer due to the clause in his contract, which means that if the club trigger the extra year in his deal, then he can leave next summer for £25 million before the final 2 weeks of that 2019 window. Other potential exits include Moussa Dembélé, with talk of a deal with Inter Milan involving Ivan Perisic coming the other way, while Moussa Sissoko, Fernando Llorente, Vincent Janssen and Georges Kevin Nkoudou could all move on, while Michel Verme could also move on this summer with his contract coming to an end, although the club do have an option to extend his deal by a year. Danny Rose's Spurs' future could depend on his World Cup displays for England and whether that sparks interest in acquiring his services. Anthony Martial, Image, Ollie Scarf, AFP, Getty Images. Arrivals. When Pochettino signed his new 5-year deal, he will have been given certain assurances about the money that will be spent this summer, and the Real Madrid situation will only strengthen his position. One thing is clear, the Argentine is set to be handed more money to spend over the coming months than any manager in the club's history as he looks to take Tottenham to the next level after 3 consecutive top 3 finishes. We're not talking Manchester club money, but enough for Spurs to push the club onwards. Tottenham's chief scout Steve Hitchen is an expert in French football and its League One, and the club will look at a number of players from the league this summer, following on from recent purchases from across the channel. Bordeaux's Brazilian winger Malcolm is one player that club are expected to go back in for this summer. There is one Frenchman on English shores, Anthony Martial, that Pochettino covets, but attempts to wrestle him away from Manchester United have not proved successful thus far. While it would be a dream move for the fans, there has never been any serious discussion over making a move to bring Gareth Bale back to Spurs, with the Welshman's earnings in Madrid far out of Tottenham's financial reach. On the whole, Tottenham will stick to their usual profile of younger stars with plenty of potential, with Malcolm 21, Martial 22, and the club also keeping tabs on the situations of Ajax starlets Justin Kluivert 19, and David Neres 21, and Borussia Dortmund's Christian Pulisic 19. Matthijs de Ligt 18, looks to be off the menu after the club's initial interest. There is also Fulham teen sensation Ryan Sessegnon, 18, although a loan-back deal now seems the only way to sign the winger after his club's promotion to the Premier League. While older players will be looked at, with Perisic and Barcelona midfielder Andre Gomes among those the club may follow up previous interest on. Pochettino loves the challenge of developing younger players. He relished working with 21-year-old Davinson Sanchez this season, and the manager believes the Colombian's fine debut season is just the first step to him becoming a world-class centre-back. Christian Eriksen and Mauricio Pochettino, Image, Saeed Khan, AFP, Getty Images, contracts. Plenty of Spurs stars are set to follow Pochettino in committing their futures to the club over the coming weeks. Christian Eriksen is believed to be in the final stages of putting pen to paper. Jan Vertonghen, Harry Kane, Dele Alli, Hugo Lloris and Heung-min Son are all expected to follow suit, with the likes of Eric Dier, Ben Davies and Kieran Trippier all to be offered fresh terms as well on their current deals. The new deals will also have a knock-on effect, pushing up the ceiling of Tottenham's famously tight wage structure and allowing them more wiggle room when it comes to negotiating deals with new arrivals. Spurs pay the best bonuses in the Premier League, but much focus has always been on the basic wages they pay. Kane's deal in particular, rumoured to be pushing towards £200,000 a week, will smash through that ceiling. Jesus Perez and Mauricio Pochettino pre-season training. The players are expected to return to pre-season training at Hotspur Way on July 2nd. The early days will be more fitness-based in the gym, with the players' levels being tested. If Pochettino and his trusted trio of coaches, assistant manager Jesus Perez, first-team coach Miguel D'Agostino and goalkeeping coach Tony Jimenez, return on July 2nd, their first day is likely to be spent planning for the weeks ahead. Lucas Moura, Ben Davies, Eric Lamela, Victor Wanyama, Juan Foyth, Harry Winks, Serge Aurier, Michel Verme, Paulo Gazzaniga, Llorente, Kyle Walker-Peters, Josh Onoma, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Jansen, Nkudu and Sissoko will all return ahead of their teammates who played at the World Cup. Winks will be looking to get back to full fitness after his recent ankle injury, as will Walker-Peters, who suffered a thigh injury that meant he had to withdraw from England's U21 squad for the Toulon tournament. There is also expected to be an open training session at Tottenham's new stadium, serving as one of the test events at the ground in August. Mauricio Pochettino USA Tour. Spurs fly out to the USA on Monday, July 23rd for their International Champions Cup matches across the Atlantic. They play as Roma first on July 25th in San Diego, then Barcelona and Los Angeles on July 28th, and finish the tour with a match against AC Milan on July 31st in Minneapolis. Tottenham will put together what will very much be a mix-and-match squad to head out to America. The World Cup finishes just over a week before the team fly out, so depending on how far certain countries go, Spurs key men could be given more time to have a break ahead of the new Premier League season. In the early weeks of pre-season, Pochettino will take a look at many members of Wayne Burnett's U23 development squad, as well as a couple from Scott Parker's U18 squad, as they make up the numbers and training sessions at Hotspur Way. For the likes of Kazea Sterling, Marcus Edwards and Oliver Skipp, it is a big chance for those who impress the Argentine sufficiently to book themselves a ticket on the flight to the USA. Keep up to date with the latest news, features and exclusives from Football London via the free Football London app for iPhone and Android. Available to download from the App Store and Google Play.